In society today, we have a lot of concerns about what's happening in our inner cities. Well, does the church have an answer for that? Does Christ matter to all people, including our inner cities? Let's take a look at what a couple of our churches are doing to answer that question directly.
Over the past year, I've gotten to be a part of an effort to improve the relationship between the community of Alton and its police department that has culminated this three-step process to producing and writing a strategic plan for the community of Alton for community policing. So in the three-step process, part one was focused on the police department internally, the surveys, what do the officers need and want. Step two was focusing on the community. What are the hopes and fears? What's the present state of things for the community? And step three was those two groups coming together, which Chief Isom said he's never had any city do. The police department and the community coming together to write a plan together to be able to improve the relationship. And we've just finished step three, and now we need to implement, which is going to be a lot of work, but we've got momentum. My hope is that we get to a place where we can experience a bit of what Dr. King called beloved community, where we can see what it feels like in a community publicly to have love for God and love for one another be sort of the air that we breathe, to take policy and city government and relationships with neighbors out of the realm of just fighting and bickering and taking sides and get to a point where we can genuinely experience the kingdom through love.
And thinking about the project we're doing, we've been calling it Laurel House for a while. And the heart of it is people living together in community and loving their neighbors. As I think of this ministry, it's incarnational in that Laurel House and Gregory House, we very intentionally moved into the neighborhood. We built Laurel House and Gregory House with the thought of we want to make this sustainable. We want these ministries to be functioning 30 years from now. We want these houses to be fixed points where people can encounter Christ right in that neighborhood for a long time.
As far as things with the house go, I recently just started having a Bible study with a young guy named Jaquan, and we're talking about what it looks like to believe in Jesus and what that means at school, at his home, when he plays sports. And then, like Tyler said, a big thing that I do is play sports with kids. There's a lot of unhealthy competition that goes on. And so one thing that I just try to do in playing is I remind kids and try to teach kids through playing that there's a good way to do things. There's a good way to respect others and to include others in sports. And sports is a great way, a great medium to do those things, to disciple people.
I was a senior at Greenville. Didn't know exactly what I was going to do. I was going to actually go into another program that was working a lot with being in community, living with others. But when I heard about this, got a call from a friend who goes to Knox and Knolls, so kind of through the grapevine heard about it, that there wasn't anything in place. But the thing that stood out to me was that it was a need that was being voiced, and I was in position to be able to respond to the need. Eventually in November, we got the house. By January, it was renovated, and through that line of things of meeting throughout the summer, finally moving to Springfield in the fall and getting a job, finding people along the way, and things just kind of coming into place.
I think one of the things that makes this ministry and this approach unique is that in some ways the church is taking its place again as a group that cares about the neighborhood. To connect, ministry has to be real, and these guys are real presence with real neighbors on behalf of the church, and I think that's a powerful thing and can really genuinely impact a neighborhood for years and years and years to come.